Hi guys, just a little another notice. Basically, we had a few more technical difficulties while recording this, so it might be a bit weird, choppy, and random starting parts, but had to do the best we can, as you know, recording over the internet. So these troubles bound to happen, but hope you all enjoy and doesn't take you too much out of the episode. And have a nice one. Bye.
Hi guys, welcome to Trip Around the Multiverse with the Maiden of Might, CY Chung, and
The Maiden of Might. Okay. And the Canary of the White. I don't know.
okay, fair enough. I only say yeah. So we're speaking about this lump sum of CW shows today.
Yep.
Which include Batwoman, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, and Black Lightning. And as you know, 3 of these shows have female leads, so we're like, okay, female represent, I guess. No, I just throw it upon you, and I call myself the Maiden of Might, and you were like, what?
Who is the Maiden of Might?
Supergirl.
Oh, is it?
You never had that term?
No.
Okay, maybe am I just making stuff up? I'm pretty sure I saw it somewhere.
The Maiden of Might.
Maiden of Might, yeah.
For some reason, I was thinking that might have been like Mary Marvel. Don't know.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. No, oh yeah, it's true. It might be because now I'm looking at it. Some pictures pop up, and Mary Marvel and Supergirl are both there. But you know, that's a conversation for another time.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we'll talk about Shazam at some like those female superheroes in comics.
Yeah. Who should have a bigger spotlight?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But right now, let's I guess should we start with Batwoman first because it's going to be the quickest?
Yeah, because obviously Legends of Tomorrow will be like the main event because we both watched that. So yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So we'll do it in order of Batwoman.
Yep.
Supergirl, Legends. Where do you want to sit? Black Lightning.
Guess before Legends because that's another one that could take about 2 minutes.
All right, fair enough. Yeah. So I watched Batwoman. You're not watching, right?
No.
To be fair,
yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad show actually. It's not bad suspense kind of street style drama.
Yeah.
In the vein of Arrow.
Yeah.
But it's more, as much as Arrow was trying to be Batman, this is also trying to be Batman. And we're just basically wanting a Batman show.
Without Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for the people that don't know that who Beth Kane is, who is Kate Kane's twin sister, in this series, she's Alice.
Yeah.
Not split personality, but like a persona she has taken because she got driven a bit nuts.
Yeah.
And if you don't know about that in the Batwoman comic, did you read the Batwoman comic?
The one by Hayden Williams and
No. Yeah.
Yeah, pre-52. Pre-52, right? Yeah, I read that.
Yeah. So you could say if you go into the show without knowing, you might think that Alice is a kind of a Harley Quinn ripoff.
Yeah.
To a degree, because they kind of got the wackiness and the Wonderland Adventure Gang.
Yeah.
But she's actually her own entity. I'll just briefly go through everything. But Rachel Carson, who plays Beth slash Alice, is actually pretty good playing a crazy character. There was a storyline after they had the crisis that one of the other world remnants was her, Beth Kane.
Okay.
Then Alice tried to deal with that, while Kate Kane was like, "Hold on a minute, there's an anomaly. This
you're not meant to be here."
It's a physical anomaly in this new Prime universe. So it was good that they actually tackled a bit of not to say loose ends, but bits where you're thinking, what happened to the combined all the other Earths when you have a combined Earth?
Yeah.
And they kind of not sweat things on the carpet, but kind of once they were done with that, they were like, you know what? We need to touch these other bits again.
You're like, we don't need this. Yeah, shoe under the rug.
Yeah. Well, look, the Grey Scott plays decently as Jacob Kane, who's Kate Kane's dad. Yeah. I don't think Ruby Rose did a bad job as Batwoman as well. I think people's issue, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very, very I want to say a female-centric show, but it's got lesbians and quite a lot of female leads in here as well.
Yeah.
And I think what people kind of had a bad taste was there was a trailer.
Yeah.
About the Batwoman oncoming show coming up, and in one episode she's in the trailer she's talking to Luke Fox.
Yeah.
Because she's found out that Batman was Bruce Wayne, and she's found the suit as well, the bat suit. And in the trailer he's saying no, that suit is perfection. It's designed to be whatever, right?
Yeah.
What changes do you think can possibly be made to this to make it even better? It can't be. And then Kate Kane, Ruby Rose turns to essentially him for the camera and says, "It will be perfect when it fits a woman." And I'm like, well, that's kind of cringe because no, I was thinking an alternative. She could have just turned up to him and said, "The suit will be perfect when it fits me," which then signifies what they were trying to say, as well as, look, this is a big bulky suit for a guy.
Yeah.
It's designed for the physicality of Batman. So she needs to get it amended to fit her anyway.
Yeah.
So, like, saying it like that it
would have came off better.
Yeah, exactly. Because I watched the trailer and I was like offended online, and I said to my sister, "Watch this and tell me." Afterwards, I said, "So when she said this line, what do you think?" And she was like, "Yeah, I was a bit off key."
Yeah. It is like they could have because doing it like that, you get that hate from people who are not high on women, but then you also get people like feminists and stuff. I don't want to say it like that, but then they feel like, all right, you're trying to pander to us now, and that's kind of
there's two sides to everything.
Genuine.
Exactly. Though I have to say this got a diverse cast.
Yeah.
When I say diverse, I mean like obviously different races, but also different
sexual orientations.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say gender for some reason, but no, but it's not a bad show. I think it's just got a little bit of a bad reputation from certain things, like you're saying. But it's a decent Batman show without Batman.
Yeah.
And it's more Batman show without Batman than Green Arrow, than Arrow was, because she has access to all Bruce Wayne's tech. But the main mystery is what happened to Batman. Essentially, I know they kind of speak in and out of things that he's disappeared and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But I'm watching it trying to work out, like, for more of what's the main mystery of what happened to Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Though there were intriguing bits about this show, like how's Beth and Kate Kane when they finally meet up, and like Gray Scott being Jacob Kane's trying to catch a Batwoman as well. So there's all that stuff going on as well. It's not a bad show. Yeah, I think just gets kind of a bit more hate than maybe
it deserves.
Yeah. I'm intrigued in season 2. See, it's going to be a bit awkward because Ruby Rose has left now.
Yeah.
And a new actress is playing Batwoman, and they didn't want to create a cast, so it's a whole new character essentially. But all the villains, not necessarily the villains, all the antagonists have something to do with Kate Kane directly.
Yeah.
So when you just you can't just shove a new character in her role.
Yeah, it's a bit weird because isn't Hush in this, right?
Yes.
And Hush is basically linked to the Wayne family.
Yeah.
And she's Bruce Wayne's cousin, so it's linked to her as well.
He's linked to her because Hush is Bruce Wayne's buddy.
Yeah, Tommy.
But Alice then teamed up with him.
Yeah.
And now he's got the face of Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, so it's like series. The new person who has, unless they have some connection somehow.
Yeah.
Which we don't know yet, obviously, because it hasn't started.
Yeah, exactly. But it's one of those things where you're like, maybe they would have been better off recasting, even though they didn't want to.
Yeah.
And unless, of course, she makes sporadic appearances here and there, Ruby Rose.
Yeah.
Which would then further the storyline of Batman's missing, but Bruce Wayne is missing, but also Kate Kane Batwoman's missing. So there might be something going on here.
Yeah.
That's tied to something. Yeah. We'll just have to see about that. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get around to watching it. It's not that long, is it, compared to like Arrow in that. So
yeah, it's only one season, 22 episodes right now.
yeah, I can
20 episodes, sorry.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. So that's that wrapped up. Yeah.
Anything like any other characters that stand out?
Sorry.
Is there any other characters that stand out in that
Yeah,
show?
yeah. Please, sorry, Julia Pennyworth.
Okay.
Which is Alfred's daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is she a mainstay or just?
Sorry?
Is she a mainstay?
Yeah. There every so often.
Okay.
She is. I mean, she gets introduced and then dips in and out, and then kind of stays further in.
Yeah.
They use her because then she gets kind of in a relationship with Batwoman's ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
They had the military academy thing, as you read in the comics, and then she got chucked out of the military because she was and this other girl then denied it, and now
okay.
now that other girl is working for Batwoman's father.
Yeah.
In the private security agency, the Crows.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the decent amount of Batman villains in it as well, like the doll maker.
Yeah.
And Mouse, and they show the backstory of why Alice got a bit nutty.
Yeah.
That was good. Yeah. So yeah, it's you want to see how Batman villains are interpreted in the CW at this point as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Realistically speaking, Batwoman does not have a lot of her own nemesis anyways.
No.
So, as much as authors do, they take Batman enemies and put them in Arrow.
Yeah.
And she lives in Gotham though, so you can kind of let it slide a bit more.
Yeah. Plus, her character is only about 10 years old at this point. Like, comic. No, wait. She. I think.
Well, wait. You mean the updated version of Kate Kane, right?
Yeah.
As in the lesbian version of Kate
Yeah.
Kane. Yeah. I think she's been around as different versions of Batwoman, but yeah.
Because I think this version, say about 2008 or 9.
2000.
No, 2006. Because she first turned up in 52, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 2006. 2006.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a bad action show. Is the best way I could kind of put it.
Okay. You have sold me. You've sold me on it.
Well, okay. Well, yeah.
Well, you sold me on giving it a try.
Yeah. Give it a chance. Give it a chance. I'd say. If you like, sometimes, say for example, you watch a couple of episodes and you like, you know what, I don't. Then you've tasted, and at least you can make your further opinion from there, rather than I'm not going to watch it because like when the Terminator movies get advertised.
Yeah.
And they just pour everything in the trailers.
Yeah.
And, I don't even need to see that movie anymore.
No.
Yeah. At least you can give this a try because it's not spoiler laden like that. At least not bad marketing, just a bit of a awkward marketing.
Yeah. They didn't read the room when they done that trailer or written that line. Yeah.
But actually, funny enough, they did cut it out of the episode. That line was not in the episode.
From the backlash, that's why.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Okay. Okay, shall we move on?
Moving on from that?
Okay.
It's similar.
Yeah.
On to Supergirl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this is... how much have you seen of this?
I saw the first episode, and then I've seen whenever she's in the crossovers.
Yeah. So...
And, the back end of some episodes.
Yeah. So the girl that plays Supergirl, Melissa Benoist, is actually really good as Supergirl. Sometimes you get the material, you're like, oh, kind of what they're writing for the character, you're like, oh, cringe, but at least she's committed to the character.
Yeah.
And I'd say she's the reason probably why it's kind of successful, because she really does have the personality to play the part.
Yeah.
I don't know if they kind of modified the character to her personality to match it, but she comes back committed to everything that she needs to do. It's not, it's all right. It's all right. I'm more watching it for the portrayal of Superman in it.
Okay, yeah.
Tyler Hoechlin's pretty good Superman, the way he's written.
Yeah.
But she gets to basically essentially fight Superman nemesis in her show because she doesn't have money herself.
Yeah.
I'd say there's a couple of oddities, and I don't mean that big black 6'4" buff
Jimmy
Jimmy
Olsen.
Olsen.
Yeah.
You know, like what I mean is there's a storyline in season 1, and she's just in season 1 she's constantly trying to hook up with Jimmy Olsen, but he's like, no, I don't. I kind of,
Yeah.
Yeah. But then it's just like, why is she trying to hook up? When he suddenly appears, and then she's like, I'm falling over him. It's like, what?
Yeah.
And then I think at the end of season, they kind of get together, but at the beginning of season 2, they put a kibosh on that because it's like, I don't want to say people, it came across forced.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a bit odd. Like, you appear out of nowhere, and the lady's obsessed with you, and she's of her own show.
Yeah, it should be the other way around. He should be, if anything, he should be obsessed with her. But then that's creepy. No, that's
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly when he's supposed to be like maybe a decade older than her.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And he's the best friend of her cousin. So
was he the best friend of Clark in this as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, our best friend, but they're all buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, known him for X amount of 13, however many years he was Superman.
Yeah.
Jimmy known him then. Also, Hank Henshaw.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know about that.
Yeah, he's played by a black man, which is not a huge problem. But then when he becomes
Martian Manhunter.
Sorry?
When he becomes Martian Manhunter.
No. So David Harewood, plays Hank Henshaw.
Yeah.
Right. But then Hank Henshaw is going to be Cyborg Superman at some point.
Yeah.
So then, Cyborg Superman's not really Cyborg Superman. He's he's just a cyberized version of this character, if you know what I mean.
Oh, so I thought Hank Henshaw in this ends up being Martian Manhunter.
Yeah. So Martian Manhunter took the guise of Henwood. Hank Henwood. Henshaw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was in the DOA or whatever they were dealing with the alien threats.
Yeah.
And then later on, once he's left that organization and he's John Jones, Martian Manhunter, that's kind of fine,
Ah.
You mean, I think he pretends he's Hank Henshaw there.
Yeah.
And then he becomes solely John Jones, the private eye. Once he's no longer part of the organization, because no one can point out, hey, how come you're John Jones but you look like Hank Henshaw?
Oh, no one brings that up.
Only the people that already know.
Yeah.
But then anyone else outside of that is like, they don't see him. They don't bring it up.
Okay. Yeah. But does real Hank Henshaw ever? Has he made an appearance so far?
Yeah, he's made a good couple of appearances. That's what I'm saying is he appears and then they just put like I don't want to say a metal skull section on his face so he can be Cyborg Superman, but it's like, well, you're not really, because you don't look actually like Superman. You're just a cybernetic dude that has it's just a bit weird.
But Cyborg Superman, that always never made any sense anyway.
Yeah, but if they got the guy Tyler Hoechlin to play Cyborg Superman and put the melt bit on his face, then at least you could say, okay, clearly this is Cyborg Superman.
Yeah.
Not a dude that is cybernetic and have the abilities of Superman.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad show overall, actually. So Superman's in it, but then they have to write him out of certain times just so they need Superman solving her problems.
Yeah. Makes sense.
And when he actually made his appearance in the second season, which was really cool, they propped him up for the first 2 episodes, and then at the end of the second season, she's got to fight him / to the death-ish.
Yeah.
Because then she's got to fight her nemesis at the end of it.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a bit awkward having her defeat him. I mean, she has to defeat him. It is her show, and she needs to fight the lady who's the leader of the Daxmite organization that's trying to take over Earth.
Yeah.
But the fact is, he's Superman, and he's like 13 years plus more experience than her. And she's only been superhero for 2 years. She defeated him kind of ready. He was under the influence of silver kryptonite. It made him think that she was General Zod.
Okay, yeah.
And essentially just beats him cleanly. Like, when I say cleanly, no interference and nothing like that. I'm like, oh, that's a bit awkward because Superman's, the world's greatest superhero. She should always be the ideal he strives to be, to get to. And maybe later on in a few years' time, you could have her defeat him like that. But right now, you got to kind of have the cheap way to defeat him. Otherwise, he's just a prop to make her look better.
Well, yeah.
I mean, like, they were fighting, and to be fair, her sister and another character were pretty near. And I'm like, if her sister just tried to shoot a couple of shots at Superman,
yeah,
to defend her own sister, it makes sense. Then he turned to her, get distracted. Supergirl then can uppercut him in the face, and done. It doesn't. It just protects him that little bit more.
Nah, don't need to protect him yet. At this point, they weren't planning on ever doing a show for him. I was like, we'll job him out. Who cares?
No, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It just made it look a bit more of a push to her superiority over him, rather than, him trying to help the situation flow better.
Yeah.
He was just set up to be knocked down.
Yeah, it's Superman. Not a lot of people care.
I mean, okay. Well, I care, but
yeah, I know. Like,
but only because in the logic of, if you had a Nightwing show,
yeah,
you wouldn't have Nightwing beat up Batman in the second season in.
I would.
That'd be a bit odd.
Nah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we can disagree on that. There's ways you could do it, which is fine to doable, but just don't bring in a character just to knock him down. To make another character more your main character for your show a bit more relevant. It just kind of brings everyone down.
Not really, because
at a pandering level.
But like,
cool. Let me bring up as well, Lena Luthor.
Yeah. And
they kind of try to set her up like she's superior to Lex Luthor and everything, and it's like, please, people, you can just have them on an equal level. You don't need to say every single woman here is better than every single man here, because that's just a bit.
If
the
show...
Not really all think that, but just start getting to that, like, all right, why does Supergirl need to be better than Superman, and why does Lena Luthor need to be better than Lex Luthor? You could just, have them relative to each other.
I can tell you why they do this.
Okay.
Because, like, how many times have we seen Superman in the public, like, film-wise and TV-wise, and how many times have you seen Lex Luthor? So, to sort of jazz it up, you got to, like, show these other characters are sort of better, because then if you just...
No, I don't see, that's why I don't agree. I don't mind showcasing them and showing them doing what they need to do at peak efficiency, right?
Yeah.
But making other people better than other people just to prop them up is a bit weird. Though, to be fair, like you were saying before, it is her show, so to some degree they need to do that, but just don't overdo it, because then it gets a bit weird. But the show is actually, I think, Melissa Benoist and the lady who plays her sister, Kyla Lee.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. Like, they help prop the show up. And David Harewood as well, the guy who plays Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
So I'd say actually it's pretty good, because they're committed to their roles, and they do the best. They sometimes the material's not particularly good, but they help
elevate it.
Yeah, exactly, as much as they can. Season 1 had rogue Kryptonians as villains.
Yeah,
and they had to write Superman out because he'd been Earth all that time. Whatever disease or whatever the virus that was spreading, he got taken out by it. I was like, okay, fair enough. And it was her and Martian Manhunter and whatnot.
Yeah.
Just to taking down these rogue Kryptonians / I think it's white Martians. But it's like, okay, that was a decent way to do it. That's actually pretty good. Season 2, like I was saying before, Superman was in it.
Yeah.
And the road Daxamites, they're trying to take over the planet. And she needed to defeat the Terry Hatcher, who was playing the Daxamite leader.
Oh, that's quite clever.
Yeah. I was like, okay, fair enough. That was a decent threat as well.
Yeah.
Season 3, she was fighting Rain.
Is she an original character?
I think she was in the Supergirl comics.
Okay.
But that was a decent like that was a whole season story, and it was pretty good in the sense that Supergirl got beat up, right? But then it was the other tiers. So Supergirl get beat up and put in hospital, and Superman's nowhere around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, but later on they just kind of write him off that he's at another planet or something like that, doing other things.
Yeah.
I think they caught on. Is like, yeah, you can't have him there and not help her.
Yeah.
But season 3 is pretty good in that sense. Like, it helped develop the character a bit more. Season 4 had Lex Luthor as a villain.
I heard that this interpretation of Lex Luthor is pretty good.
Yeah. So, okay. John Cryer plays Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
And he's over the top when he needs to be. A bit hammy when he needs to be, but serious as well. Yeah. And petty and spiteful when he needs to be and stuff like that. But it's just never to the point where you're thinking, this guy's just taking the piss.
Yeah.
He adjusts his level of over the topness when he needs to be, but never goes on full ham.
Yeah, he does. He's not like Batman versus Superman. That's Luthor.
Oh yeah, he's not a jittery like energy drinker or something like that.
Yeah.
But no, he's pretty good as well. I think he's only in about 5 seasons of 5 episodes of season 4.
Okay, yeah.
But when he did make an appearance, he definitely did stuff. Yeah. Season 4 had the Red Daughter. So Superman Red Sun storyline.
Yeah.
They kind of adapted here.
Okay.
And we had a Russian version of Supergirl. The exact same actress as well, like a Russian clone.
Yeah.
And he was So Kara Danvers is Supergirl's name in this.
Yeah.
Alex Danvers is their sister.
Yeah.
When they cloned the Red Daughter, she had remnants of memories of Kara's memories. Okay. And she remembered the name Alex. So Lex Luthor, when he hustled over there.
Yeah.
And he said, "My name is Lex Luthor."
Yeah.
And she goes, "Alex," and he like kind of nods and goes, "All right, yeah, I'll take it."
Yeah, sure.
So he's pretending he is the Alex that she remembers the name of. It's like, okay, yeah, okay. I suppose I don't know if they worked that out originally, ever since they introduced Alex Danvers' character, but it's like, okay, that's a nice coincidence for them to work into this current storyline.
I like that.
Yeah. It was decent as well because the Red Daughter was a bit more. They were telling her what to do and they were trying to make her be like harsh and stuff like that, and she was kind of conflicted on doing that. Yeah. Yeah. So that wasn't a bad season overall.
That's cool. I'm surprised that they haven't somehow brought in Power Girl.
Yeah, and let's not.
No, we're not going to the obvious.
No. I was going to say like I don't want to, because the build for Municipal Noise looks fine as Supergirl, because she got that kind of athletic build. Yeah, but we know that Power Girl's attributes are exactly what the most things that stand out. Yeah. So the joke of it is, if Power Girl ever makes an appearance and she's being played by the same girl, they've got to like give her fake boobs.
No, I reckon because of
Crisis. Just the joke of it is what I'm saying.
No, I mean like, because of Crisis on Infinite Earths. Yeah. They could always just get someone else because they've established that on a different Earth.
Yeah, they could just do that.
Different. Yeah.
I suppose, but it'd be funnier. All of a sudden, like she's in a white suit, she's just got big boobs, and everyone go, "Wait a minute, what happened to your? Where did you get those from?"
That would cause too much of a, backlash.
Yeah, controversy. Yeah, I mean, the comics fans will get the joke. I think other people will be like, the people without the backstory will be like, "Okay, this is just kind of a bit." Yeah. But that wasn't a bad season overall. Fifth season, Leviathan, like some underground organization. Okay. Yeah. It's not bad either, but I think the seasons 4 was one of the better ones, because of the Red Daughter storyline as well, and there were good parts in season 2 as well, like Superman especially. Like fourth season had Lex Luthor, Red Daughter, Ben Lockwood, who played Agent Liberty.
Okay, yeah.
So it had a lot of. Season 4 had like three different antagonists in there.
Oh wow!
As well as the melodrama though between Lena Luthor and Cara Danvers is a bit like, oh come on man,
Just be friends, God.
Yeah. Or just be enemies. Just don't flip flop about. It's just a bit.
Yeah.
But then that's what runs through the entire most of these seasons.
Yeah.
But like I say, the main actors kind of help prop up any material that you think is kind of dodgy. And I think Melissa Benoist is very enthusiastic to playing a Supergirl, so good on her. She comes across on screen.
Yeah, because the few episodes I've seen her in, like in those crossovers and stuff, I was like, yeah, I like her as Supergirl. She's pretty cool.
Yeah, and So Dean Cain was in it, by the way, playing Dean Cain.
Oh yeah,
he was in it playing her adopted father, Jeremiah. And Laura Vandervoort was also in this. Laura Vandervoort playing Supergirl in Smallville. Well, Kara Zor-el in Smallville.
Yeah.
And Agent Liberty was played by Sam Witwer, who was also in Smallville. He played Doomsday there.
Yeah, and the woman who played Lois Lane is her mum in this as well, isn't it?
Erica Durance, yeah. She's the second version of the mum, yeah.
Yeah, because the first one they changed, didn't it? Yeah.
And they had Maggie Sawyer in this as well.
Oh.
Who hooked up with Alex Danvers when she came out as a lesbian.
Yeah.
What's funny, in season 1, I don't think she was in that many relationships, and then people kind of online were speculating.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if the writers kind of caught on and were like, you know what, we can. This character was never said to be specifically attracted to one gender or the other.
Yeah.
So the smoothest transition, if you want to diversify the cast, you can do it to this character. And not that people won't kick up a fuss or anything. It's an original character anyways.
Yeah.
It was dealt with quite smoothly, I think.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
It didn't feel forced upon.
No.
Yeah.
Well, funny, Maggie Sawyer's in this, but not in Batwoman. But I think at that point they hadn't had the idea of creating Batwoman.
Yeah, I don't think they would have at that point.
Yeah. So that's that ish. How far did you say you watched? Just episode 1 and crossovers.
Yeah, but I am planning to, because I think the next season's the last one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm planning when that's done, just watch the whole thing.
Okay, fair enough.
Just to say that I have watched it.
Yeah. It's not. Like I say, the cast just helps. Yeah. When you think, okay, this storyline is getting a bit low tier, for example. When you're watching the episodes, you're like, okay, but these actors are
they're the ones that bring you back to the show. Yeah.
Okay. You want to go and try and get me to watch Black Lightning? How many seasons that had? 3.
3. The next one's the 4th one, which is also the last season. Yeah.
Hit me.
Black Lightning. Yeah. So Black Lightning. It's about a guy called Jefferson Pierce, who's an ex-Olympian and all this other stuff. And the show starts with, it's like 9 years after his being Black Lightning, he had to stop because he was getting too violent and getting beaten up a lot. And his wife walks in with him bleeding out in a toilet. And she's like, Jefferson, you have to stop doing this. We have 2 young children and I want them to see their father grow up. Blah, 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 blah. So he decides to stop. He becomes the principal at a school. And while he's doing all this, their towns become like a cesspool. gangs run rampant around the city. There's a new drug called Green Light that's giving people metahuman powers.
Yep.
And then one of the students in his school gets a power, and if I remember correctly, he gets killed or something like that. And one of the gangs kidnaps his daughter. So he comes out of retirement to be Black Lightning.
Right.
And you find out that this green light is actually something that the government created in the 70s to make metahuman people so they can use in their army. And they tested in his town through injections, and he was one of the kids that got the injections, and he got his powers. So yeah, he got his powers from the injection, sorry.
Yeah.
And he got taken in by Gambi, this guy who's actually in the bigger DC universe. He's the guy who creates everyone's costumes, which is pretty cool. And he's played by Jane Ramos, whatever his name is,
Raiden from Mortal
Raiden,
Kombat.
yeah.
Okay.
So he's in it.
Not the Lambert version, Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
No, the pure version. Oh god. So yeah, he gets taken in by him.
Yeah.
And then he saves his daughter from the gang members and becomes Black Lightning again. And this is when all other metahumans start popping up. Like the Tattoo Man's in it, but he's not the Tattoo Man, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just got his powers are like he dies, and whenever he kills someone,
yeah,
their face appears on his body as a tattoo, and he lives with their memories and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
It's very weird. So he does that, and then one of his daughters starts showing that she's got powers as well. Thunder, who everyone might know from the Judd Winnick run of Outsiders.
Yeah.
And she starts helping him, and they become a team. And then his younger daughter starts getting powers, showing that she's got powers as well, but hers are uncontrollable.
Are these mutant metahuman powers essentially?
Yeah, basically.
It just appear because they don't want to have to write origin stories for everyone. They're saying it's genetically
passed on. Yeah. Okay. Well, his family anyway.
Yeah.
But like other villains in Black Lightning who take the green light, just get their powers from taking the green light, and then some weird part, like in X-Men, a weird part of their like personality is comes out as a power.
Yeah.
So it's all go through that route. And first main villain for like the first 2 seasons is Tobias Whale, who is this albino guy who's been alive forever because he was one of the first people they tested all this green light stuff on back in the day. So he's been alive for like 100 odd years.
Oh, really?
Well, not 100 years. He should be about 70 years old.
Yeah.
But because of the thing he's taken, he doesn't age.
Okay.
So he has a connection to Black Lightning because he was the one who killed Black Lightning's dad.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's a villain for the first 2. Have you heard of a villain called Painkiller?
I don't think so.
Because I don't know if he's actually from like the Milestone universe or he actually is a DC villain.
Yeah.
But he is Black Lightning's youngest daughter's boyfriend who accidentally gets shot outside a church during a protest.
Okay.
And then he becomes all depressed. And then, the whole like Archangel thing. Oh, I can't walk. And then someone's like, hey, we can make you walk again. So they experiment on him. And he gets the power where he can shoot out these dots and they kill you.
Right.
But the dots powered by some poison in his blood.
Okay.
Yeah. And they make him walk again, but then he gets his spine ripped out.
Right.
And then comic book stuff again. He actually survives that and comes back in season 3.
Right.
As a mind-washed assassin.
Is he like? So is he the main? So Tobias Whale is the main villain through the series, and this guy is like what, secondary? Or
second. He's like his henchman at one point. Then he decides he wants to be good. Tobias rips out his spine.
Okay, right.
Then he quote unquote dies. But then you find out that the government took his body. And
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, see, it gets really weird. Took his body.
Yeah.
Gave him new powers, which I can't remember what they were.
Yeah.
But then he gets his memories back, and him and Black Lightning's younger daughter, who's called Lightning, because her powers are basically like a battery. Yeah. I don't understand. They run away. Yeah. And then crisis happens. Then their world gets meshed into the main Arrow universe.
Yeah.
And then a new villain comes at the end. Oh, I think he's called like It's not Bloodsport. His name escapes me right now. I feel bad for this. He was... Actually, sorry. Season 3 is about the Markovian invasion. Because, you know Markovia, right?
Who? Sorry?
Markovia, the made-up fictional country in DC.
All right, okay. I thought you said Starcavia. I was like, wait a minute.
Nah, that's Marvel. Another made-up place. Where Geoforce comes from. You know, basically, they're the villains of Season 3.
Oh, right. Yeah.
They're trying to invade Freeman to get the green light so they can win the meta-human weapons war.
Okay.
So, yeah. And the main villain is Black Lightning's uncle, who was in the Second World War, who almost died. So the Markovians took him in.
Yeah.
Gave him their super soldier serum.
Right.
And he then declares that he's Markovian. He hates America. Yeah. So.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. I guess.
I'm not giving it justice. It's quite good to watch it, but I'm not giving it justice with my lack of understanding of the story.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
The only one of the problems, like I think I've said to you off screen about this, is when it merges with the whole Arrowverse.
Yeah.
It kind of contradicts the whole backstory.
Yes, because I do believe in the Crisis on Infinite Earth, Black Lightning's day, he points out the two Supermen and goes, "Oh, you guys are real." And I do believe in the Black Lightning universe, they're reading comic books of those characters.
Yeah. And
but
also,
now they just have to pretend that shit never happened.
Yeah.
Because,
and then also, it makes no sense because in that in his universe, his town is being like cut off from all of America because of the metahuman threat. Metahumans are evil, blah 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 blah. But then, when he merged into the Arrowverse, it wasn't work because metahumans are kind of like accepted in that universe.
Well, as they did in the comics, and I'm assuming they're going to basically do it in a TV series, it's just be like, all this stuff kind of happened, not exactly the way it did happen, and anything. I mean, it's re-altered Earth, so the only people that remember the past are the people, the Paragons, the people that were outside of when time changed.
Yeah.
And that's the best way they're going to have to do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise it gets too murky. And then you get those spare characters like the duplicates, which
Yeah.
then and they become not necessarily villains, but like people that point out something's different. So you can use those as more touch points for when you further down the line in your series.
Yeah, because I think they've sort of realized that. That's why I think they decided we need to make next season the last one because we've written ourselves sort of into a hole.
All right.
And we're sort of screwed.
Fair enough.
But yeah, it's okay. Only other sort of criticism is it tries to be a light version of Luke Cage, but misses the mark.
Okay.
Because like Luke Cage, you can swear. They swear to a certain extent or whatever.
Yeah.
But and they kind of use music a lot in Luke Cage to fit where it is, like in Harlem and all that. So they try it in Black Lightning, and it just seems kind of forced.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a bit preachy at times as well, but yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen, so I can't really say. But are you? Would you say to me when it finishes to watch everything?
Yeah. Say when it finishes, watch everything because there's some pretty good episodes.
Okay.
Like their tie-in episode to Crisis is pretty good.
Yeah. But the thing is, like watching everything else, it ties into Crisis. It ties into the crossovers to some degree.
Yeah.
This was one that was completely separate.
Yeah.
And then they decided to tie it in.
Yeah.
But then again, they did kind of. So when the Flash 1990 series happened, they kind of did the same with that. Let's tie that in, and some, and Birds of Prey and Batman 66 and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, cool. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
But this was like out of what was going on for the CW stuff that was coming out at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Supergirl started off separately as well, so.
Yeah. But Supergirl feels like it fit in more. Like,
yeah.
Black Lightning feels like it fit in as well, but like certain little bits, like I've said, kind of doesn't help its favor.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. I'm trying to explain why I decided I wasn't watching it, even though I was watching some other episodes. I think like Supergirl had Superman, and there was rumblings that it was going to cross over, maybe.
Yeah.
Even though it was on a different network at the time.
Yeah. So
you're like, all right. There's intrigue of because the actors were saying, oh, we want to do a crossover as well with that. So there was active push for it.
Question.
Yeah.
Did Supergirl cross over the Flash in the first season of Supergirl?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Because that's on different networks. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So, that was like that. So I never Black Lightning because it wasn't like there was no promotion that it was going to be part of the crossover or anything to do with Arrow. Yeah, I didn't bother checking that out.
Yeah, because I think like from what I heard when it was first coming out, I could have got this wrong.
Yeah,
they were sort of on the fence if it was gonna or not, so they didn't really promote it. And I think halfway through they're like, "Oh no, it's on its own little Earth." You're like, "Oh, okay, I guess." Yeah. But yeah, like I said, it's got good. It's good. It is good. There's lots of character development and that. So yeah, I say wait till season 4's done. That's the last one, and then watch it.
Well, because it doesn't seem like there's going to be major crossover happening. So I don't necessarily follow the story because I don't like to watch episodes and not know what's going on outside of everything.
Yeah.
I want to say I'm a completionist or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I knew crossovers were happening with certain episodes, you're like, okay, but I wonder what the storyline is here.
Yeah.
Because then you cut out, even though they tried to keep it as much self-contained as possible.
Yeah.
Black Lightning, maybe I'll wait till it's done.
Yeah, wait till it's done.
Unless they do have a crossover next year or whatever this year.
They will. They will.
And something significant happens where I'll be like, all right, I better catch up with all of Black Lightning because I want to know how this thread finishes.
Because from what I've heard as well, they're doing a spin-off from it, with the guy Painkiller I was telling you about.
Oh, right.
So I reckon that will have Black Lightning, one of his daughters in that as well. Or both of them to, keep that franchise going.
Okay. All right. So let's finish off with the last episode in the last series in this
franchise,
Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, DC's Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah. So what do you think about this? Because it's like they got a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
Put them of the most. I want to say the mainstays, but significant characters.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, well, these are popular. Let's put them
here. See what happens.
And you got some spare characters, right?
Yeah.
Like Firestorm and the Atom and Hawkgirl and stuff. And you're like, you know what? Let's just group them together. It was just kind of a little wacky team. Captain Cold and Heatwave and stuff like that.
Like at first, I was quite like I like the idea of it. It took me a while to get into season 1 of.
I think the problem with season 1 is because it had Rip Hunter.
Yeah.
He was played by Arthur Duvall.
Yeah.
And it just came across like it was Doctor Who because he was in Doctor Who as well.
Yeah.
And so what he was doing was essentially playing a version of the Doctor in DC Universe, which kind of, I don't want to say Rip Hunter is a time traveler, so it's kind of, but it was time traveling shenanigans.
Yeah.
Before it kind of settled on wacky adventures.
Yeah.
And
that's the best way.
Once it got to crazy wacky adventures, it was like actually they know they're in for the fun of it rather than actual stakes.
Yeah. That's when it got better, to be fair.
Because they embraced the silliness of it.
Yeah.
And they had the team of good personalities that kind of work with the scenarios that they have to be in. Because everyone's reactions are going to be slightly different. Do you ever notice, though, they had the Atom and they had Firestorm in there.
Yeah.
And they tried not to use them as much as possible.
Yep, because they cost the most.
Yeah. I was thought, you know what? Okay. So the Atom suit, the mechanics of it, right? Why don't you just have him? He's got to wear that red base suit underneath. So if you just wanted to have him in a superhero suit, you could have just adjust that red base suit underneath to have like Atom design. So when he needs the actual robo suit on top of it, it can fit on with no problems. But when they don't need him in the costume, in the mechanics, they could just have him in that the standard suit where he can just shrink as well. Yeah, I mean that would have made him. You can use him in the costume, shrinking without making it noticeable that why is he not in costume? Why is he?
Yeah, they could have done it that.
Why is Martin Stein and Jefferson Jacks always in separate places?
Yeah, that was a bit like we get it, he needs the suit, but when they're all in there, when they're all battled up and he's not because he can't wear the suit, it just looks weird.
Yeah. I will say, I mean, there was good parts to this. Once, like when he got Cydia and Cydia to a degree, it was like funny and more fun.
Yeah.
I did like the Legion of Doom.
Oh yeah.
Legion of Doom comprising this very small Legion of Doom comprising of the Reverse Flash, Damien Dark, Malcolm Merlin, and I think Captain Cold was kind of there for a split second.
Yeah, it was Captain Cold before season 1, wasn't it?
The first season of Legends of Tomorrow. That's right.
Yeah, but they got to him before he decided he wants to do better with his life. Yeah,
but because he sacrificed his life. I don't know. I mean, I know they wrote him out, but I'm like, oh no, he was a cool character.
Yeah,
they probably should have just I mean, if the guy wanted to leave, the guy wanted to leave. But it was just like when he left, it kind of was they didn't have the anti-hero personality in there that like was I'll do this begrudgingly and I'll cut certain things pragmatically if I have to because I'm a bad guy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But it had though, it's got really good moments. But
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes when some characters left,
Yeah,
it's weird. Like when Hawkman and Hawkwoman left,
yeah.
they just left. There's no like explanation.
Well, to be fair, they resolved their storyline with
Yeah,
Randall Savage. So, what was the purpose of them left over? You know what I mean?
yeah. But I mean, like they could have at least had a line saying, "Oh, they've gone off doing this,"
Yeah,
or even at the end of was it season one? Was season one,
yeah,
right? They could just had, okay, we've done our part, we're leaving, sort of thing. Just like open up a season 2 and they're not there, and you're like, okay.
yeah. Well, that's the same with Rip Hunter. He just suddenly kind of
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he got to leave, but in the way that it's like, all right, I leave the spaceship to you guys. I'm I'm gonna go elsewhere.
But with that as well, they kind of messed it up because they brought me in like halfway through a season to explain that. You're like,
yeah.
Okay, you know what I mean? Rather than
yeah. But it's strange because it was like not his show necessarily.
No.
But he started the entire grouping of them together, and then suddenly he's gone.
Yeah.
And then White Canary, Sarah Lance just kind of became default leader, and just like, right. And then it's just like you wrote the guy who's the main reason the group got together out of the show.
Yeah.
You know?
And not convincingly either.
Yeah.
And you have to get him to come back halfway through to say, I'm leaving. Oh, yeah, by the way, I think Sarah should be leader.
Yeah.
Like,
not that she wasn't. I mean, she probably was the most of an actual leader between everyone there.
Yeah.
To be fair, but it's just like get him out to get her in, essentially.
Yeah. Like you could have just done that at the beginning of the season, and it would have felt more.
To be fair, she was always the secondary to him, so she was a natural transition.
Yeah, because it made sense her being leader.
Yeah,
but it's just how they handle it was kind of clunky. Like, you kind of gathered that she's the leader now, so why does he have to come back to sort of tell us she is leader?
As we were saying that about Captain Cold getting moving on, right? As the actor and the character died, so he moved on also. To get that sort of anti-hero persona in there, they kind of put Constantine in there.
Yeah,
but he's not as shady as the comics version of Constantine.
No,
like if he was, I'm not saying more heartless or scummy, just a bit more
selfish.
Yeah. He's more like, I don't want to see a sanitized version of John Constantine, but he's got the attitude and the persona and the look.
Yeah,
but he's not as, maybe I'll watch my own back more than I watch someone else's.
Yeah.
It's good though. So, did you watch Constantine?
No, that's one I've wanted to go back and watch, but I have never got around to doing it.
So let me just give you a quick roundup. Imagine Supernatural, right?
Yeah.
But a lower budget version of Supernatural.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you've got something like Supernatural, why are you going to watch something like Constantine?
Yeah.
All right. Not that it's the fault of the people that were before. It's just like because the premise is too the same. Yeah. I was thinking if you're going to do Constantine, maybe you should do a more darker version.
Yeah.
When I say dark, I mean like
adult oriented
stuff. Yeah.
And
he does what he never needs to do. In certain ways, because some episodes there's 1 or 2 episodes where he does do the Constantine style stuff. You're thinking, all right, that wasn't a nice thing to do, but he's in character. It's just like if you've got Supernatural, where's a guy, 2 guys that demon hunters or whatnot, and then you got Constantine also. It's just like, well, it's just 2 the same.
Yes,
there's not enough difference to make me want to watch Constantine over Supernatural.
I think that's probably one of the reason it was on NBC rather than the CW, because in America, Supernatural is on CW.
I'm glad they worked it in though, because and what's smart is also Constantine's storylines.
Yeah,
they managed to weave it into Legends of Tomorrow without making it seem forced, because something is like the stuff they're dealing with, the supernatural demons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Weaved into like the hell dimensions or whatever that they need the occult detective for, and then it's like, okay, we're gonna resolve his storyline from his unfinished series.
Yeah.
Within this, but also send the legends on their crazy adventures as well. So all
magic. Yeah.
Magic.
Yeah, because when he first showed up in Arrow, I was like, oh, that's cool. That works, because Arrow does tip the line with, magic and sorcery, so it worked. And then when they brought him into Legends, it's like, good fit. You don't have to deal with future stuff anymore. You know what I mean? Like science.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I liked it.
And he added a bit more. I want to say another sort of different type of personality to the group.
Yeah.
I don't want to say his special effects are cheap, but sometimes they'll have him methods where he doesn't really do much.
Yeah.
Or a special, like magic power wise, or you just use a minor spell, like for example, some sort of pushing spell that you don't need a huge amount of special effects for.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, that's a good way to use him without, busting your special effects budget.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think what else I liked about that show. It's a good show.
Like okay, so I have to say Damien Dark's daughter, Nora Dark.
Yeah.
Was pretty good in it.
Yeah.
And I don't. So that's Brandon Routh's wife. Brandon Routh plays the Atom.
Yeah.
So when they got together, it was like, okay, well, in the comics, they're not going to do with each other.
Yeah.
But it's like, all right, kind of fair where they were going. There was a silly episode where Damien Dark came back from the dead. Nora was trying to tell Damien Dark she was going to get married, but Damien Dark obviously he's encountered the Atom before, and he's like,
Yeah.
So she didn't want to get it was him. So she pretended she was going to get married to Constantine, who's a magician, and that Damien Dark kind of like, oh yeah, I know you from your Reputation, and he's like, oh, I'm glad to have him as a son-in-law. Then it's funny, silly that sort of episode.
You're like, you do know Constantine's like a dirty whore man, but all right, sure, okay.
No, but that episode was like, embrace the silliness.
Yeah. Was that the recent season? I'm guessing, isn't it?
Yeah, season 5.
That's when Ray Palmer leaves afterwards, isn't it?
When Nora and Ray Palmer leave, you're like, oh, you know what? Kind of like this, but then again, there's a massive cast, so people weave in and out, and you're like, oh, you know what? They kind of get their. I don't think get a bit of fanfare necessarily because they don't need to. It doesn't need to be big budget battle before someone leaves and stuff. Sometimes they leave after the quieter episodes.
Yeah. Sometimes it's nicer that way rather than everyone going out on a big bang.
Yeah, exactly. Some people kind of get their happy endings to a degree,
Yeah.
Like, okay. So.
Because they're not going to get into comics because comics go on forever and ever and ever.
I do find it funny how Vixen, the lady who plays Vixen, Maisie Richards.
Yeah.
So then she left at the end of season 2, I believe. And then she came back as another character, a shapeshifter, in season 3. Like, right, okay.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah, like when I was watching it, I was like, that's a bit of a weird cop out, but okay, whatever, I guess.
No, but there was some logic to it because she took the guise of the person that was on the spaceship that looked like that. So it's like, okay, fair enough. You look like the character. You just have an English accent this time. Yeah.
But yeah.
It's fun. It's fine.
Yeah. If you can, the thing is, I don't know why I'm getting annoyed because Harrison Wells, the character Wells does that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know why it got to be. But,
yeah, I just tell you, it's kind of funny how they just basically threw everyone together and were like, well, this is the adventure you guys are going on. Even though some of you got nothing to do with some of the other people, get along, let's go.
Yeah. One episode that did make me sad was when Professor Stein died. I was like,
yeah, but we'll go into that during the crossovers.
Yeah. Oh, it's in the crossover he dies, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, Crisis on FX.
Yeah.
But we'll have to get onto that when we get to that episodes. I thought the Legion of Doom was going to be a bit more of a Legion, but hey, I did like how the Reverse Flash kind of menaced this group here. I think Wally West was in the group at the moment, but he's like, because I don't want to say. So there's two different actors that played the Reverse Flash, Tom Cavanagh and Matt Lai. How do you pronounce that guy's surname?
I have no idea. Give me
Matt
a second.
Lesher.
I'll have a look.
However, anyways.
Yeah, you carry on.
Like, okay, fair enough. He is going to. He's gonna be the main villain against a team of people now, like another group of people. So he doesn't constantly, just be like in your face to the Flash. You're like, okay, cool, nice. But I thought the Legion of Doom was going to be more of a Legion, and
not a trio.
Can't be trusted by anybody.
But
because he gets, you know what as well. What was cool was when the Black Flash took down the Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
And he was basically right for the entire season. The Reverse Flash was kind of running away from the fight as much as he could.
He was like, I'll be back, and just disappear. You're like, wonder what he's running from.
Yeah. Guys, I've got like 5 minutes. I've got to go.
I've got to go. I'll be back. And then runs away. You're like,
yeah.
Okay. And then he disappears.
I like the idea of the villains gathering as a group, but Malcolm Merlyn and Damien Dark aren't exactly. I don't know.
Yeah.
How step wise, considering everyone else in the Legends of Tomorrow with their abilities.
Yeah. And it kind of messied Merlin's, like, because I'm pretty sure at this point in Night Arrow he was trying to trying to become a good guy again after all the stuff he put his daughters through. So I was like, I'm confused.
Well, once he got his hand cut off, he got bitter and then decided,
Yeah.
That's the only way I can. Oh, hold on. And he got usurped from being Ra's al Ghul, the new head from Ra's al Ghul's daughter. So, he decided to get bitter and become a villain again. That's the only way he can.
Yeah, it's the only way. It just makes. Yeah. He's kept on flopping back and forth, so it's kind of that's a problem with the writing.
To be fair, Damien Dark died in Arrow, and then he came back as a villain in this. So, hey.
Had he died by that point?
Yeah, I think he got killed in Arrow season 4.
No, because he's in season 5
of Arrow.
Yeah, because he's on the island when Prometheus blows it up.
Really?
Yeah, because he sacrificed himself to save his daughter. What's her name?
I can't remember. I thought he died. Oh no, yeah. You're right. For some reason, I thought he died, but maybe he got stabbed with an arrow or something like that. He looked like he was dying.
Too much stuff happens.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, because he's crossing over in Legends of Tomorrow as well. It's just like, there's a lot of stuff you have to keep track of about how many episodes of everything.
Yeah.
You misremember certain things.
Yeah. But with that, they can also say, we picked them out from this time, so it's before this happened. You're like, okay. I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, because Ollie kills him later on.
Yeah.
And, but that was that before or after he became plucked out of time for Legends of Tomorrow?
Don't know. Guess I've got to watch Arrow all over again.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay, here's the thing, right? With the Legend of Tomorrow having like 16 episodes, it's a more compressed season, and sometimes it still does have like a melodrama because that's what these things have.
Yeah.
But it's not as bad because it runs quickly because it's got less filler episodes that are needed.
Yeah.
All these, I'm not. I'm going to say about Batwoman and Supergirl is like sometimes things can be resolved quicker.
Yeah.
but like padding. So it's not like it's like the core story, the main story that runs through is like, yeah, okay, it's good,
Yeah.
but it's just like to fill out time to fill your episode quota. I mean, like it happens to all the other seasons we speak about. Sometimes you're like,
you're like, come on, dude, just say sorry, be friends again. Why?
Or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Or sometimes they do things they never should have done just to have beef for the next couple of episodes before they, rejoin and be like a happy family again. But does that happen in Black Lightning as well?
Yeah, it does. There's a constant thing where he's always falling out with his daughters because they want to be heroes, but he doesn't want to be heroes. Then he lets them be heroes. And then while they're patrolling and something, they find someone. One of them would do something, and he'd be like, I taught you not to do that, blah, 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 blah. Then the daughter's like, fine then, I'm not going to help you anymore. And he goes off doing their own thing. And then they go back to civilian life where there's their whole melodrama, like they're at family dinner. I'm not talking to you, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And the mum's like, always like, just sort it out with family. Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Literally, that's how most of the plot threads with the family beef are like squashed because the mum's like, this is dumb.
Yeah. I will say for Legends of Tomorrow, because of they're not friends to begin with. Like they're just a group of guys that just got lumped together. You kind of like, okay, fair enough. Some of these things that they're having issues with is like, okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Right, because you don't know how these people you're going to get along with if you don't know them.
Yeah.
So I can kind of accept it ish here in this degree, especially when you got people like Heatwave and Captain Cold in there.
Yeah.
Trouble,
Yeah. That's the only show it sort of works.
Hawkman's very aggressive personality.
Yeah. But things like Arrow and Black Lightning and all that, most of the times they're all family. So it's like, I don't get why this is happening for so long.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have known each other most of your life. Yeah.
But I was just want to say, it's like, they're enjoyable and watchable. Just sometimes things could be smushed.
Yeah.
But then it lead to a shorter season, so you kind of like you balance that out, Yeah.
They're thoroughly enjoyable, all of them.
Yeah. It helps as well. Some of these series don't need special effects that much, so you don't notice them not having special effects.
Yeah.
Mainly Arrow and Batwoman don't really need special effects. They need more like stunt orientated stuff. So their budgets are fine. You know what I mean, for what they need to do.
Yeah.
I think Flash does pretty good special effects wise for what they need to do as well. Like Gorilla Grodd and King Shark as well. Like, okay, that's
they look good for a TV show. Yeah.
Sometimes it looks
terrible.
Yeah. Sometimes it look wonky, right?
Yeah.
But you got to make allowances. How's the special effects in Black Lightning?
Black Lightning, they work around it pretty good as well because, like, you can the only time you've like really used special effects is for the lightning.
Yeah,
and that's his powers. Everyone else, they don't really have to use the special effects too much.
Yeah.
But in one of the seasons, they introduced that Black Lightning can fly. It looks kind of
really?
Dodgy sometimes. Yeah.
Wait. He can fly?
Yeah.
How does he fly?
Uses lightning bolts from his hand to fly.
So he just launches himself off the ground with lightning and hovers like Iron Man, or literally does he fly like Superman?
No, he does what you said. He gets lightning from his hand and shoots up into the air, and he can hover by keeping lightning in his hand. It don't make sense.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I mean, they probably wrote it in to overcome something in the particular episode, is all I can say. Am I correct in that assumption?
Yeah. Because all these other powers make sense. Because he can sense electromagnetism and all that. He can sense all that. And they can't catch his face on TV because he does an electric static that so you can't be seen in like video footage and stuff. All that sort of makes sense, but the flying one just to me doesn't make any sense. Like static shock, it makes sense because he electrically he magnetizes like the board he rides on, so it gives a negative charge, so it levitates. Unless that's what Black Lightning does. I'm saying it makes no sense.
I suppose in a comic book world you could say it kind of doesn't need to, as long as you can accept what he does is within the realms of possibility for his abilities.
Yeah, but still.
Fair enough.
It's so confusing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, good show.
I have to say, looking forward to any of the next seasons of anything in particular coming out.
I'm looking forward to the next season of Black Lightning.
Yeah,
because the last one. I want to see how insane they go with it.
Yeah.
Batwoman. So I want to see how they sort of.
Well, you're gonna have to watch all of Batwoman season 1. You know what they? No, but here's the thing. Yeah. They could do the next season as a kind of reboot season where you don't need to watch the previous season to be able to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
It depends on how they want to attack the. Yeah, it's going to be an awkward one. That's all I can say. I'm intrigued to see what happens myself.
I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
Supergirl. I'm interested to see what other people say about it because it's the last season as well. So I want to see what the hub is.
Yeah.
Legends of Tomorrow. It's coming out. I know it'll be good, so I'm not really looking forward to it. If that makes sense, because I know it's going to be.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was going to say Flash and Arrow. Flash and Superman.
Look forward to the Flash because I want to see how they rectify their last episode, which wasn't meant to be their last episode.
Well, to be fair as well, they've got that to finish. Then they've got the Godspeed. There's loads of storylines that are still going on in the Flash that they were leaving strings on for the next season anyway. So it's like, how are you going to resolve all of this?
Yeah.
Write up certain bits and pieces. So it's like, okay, there's enough to intrigue me to see what's going on.
Yeah.
But I like how they write I like how they write the personality of Superman.
Yeah.
They don't kind of write him sometimes particularly protected as a character, but I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen with the new series. We'll just have to see if it turns into... he's got 2 kids, right, in the series?
Yeah.
2 16-year-olds. So if it turns into a teen drama with... Look, at least it's different, right? It's a different take on...
Yeah.
But if it turns into a Superboy's teen drama...
That's going to be amazing if it is. Because I already know where it's going to lead to if they're doing that.
We'll see.
Because obviously... I'm guessing, that it's going to start with both kids have powers.
Yeah.
And then one doesn't. Because of some concluded.
So kind of from what I'm gathering is both kids have powers, but one's like a little bit more of a nerdy outcast and the other one's like a super popular.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so he's the one who's super popular. I already know what's going to happen. He's going to lose his powers, going to become edgy, and then he's going to become evil. It's obvious.
All right, not the other way around where it makes it like a bit more obvious that he's going to go. Is clearly the guy who's the outsider who's going to be like resentful.
Yeah, that's too obvious. If you do it where the other one, who is
we'll see how that turns out because I don't think they're going to turn Superman's kids into. Maybe he gets infected. If they're going to turn him evil, I don't think they're going to turn him evil. There'll be some sort of machinations.
No, they have to turn him evil, man, because
the world
don't need 2 Superboys.
Yeah, it'd be absolutely brilliant if you say one of the kids finally turns evil and then he becomes the main villain of like the entire 5 seasons. They build towards who's finally the main nemesis.
Yeah, and then he'll have some moment where he becomes good when he sacrifices himself and dies to save the universe. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
We'll just have to see about that. But look, I'd like to see them present Superman as the character that they should have kind of presented him in a way. Because if you're a flagship character, let's see now he's going to be the key part of your franchise series. How you're going to, what your takes on some of his villains are. By the way, did you read about the rumors? Because as of this recording, Superman's not being released yet. But did you read rumors of the Nemesis for season 1?
No.
So it's going to be Lex Luthor from a Lex Luthor duplicate from one of the destroyed Earths after the crisis.
Oh, okay, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. So it kind of makes sense if Luthor's going to be in and out of Supergirl and in and out of Superman. At least your main Luthor nemesis, it can be an alternate version of him.
Yeah.
No, but it's going to be a completely different actor, by the way.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sense. Oh, cool. All right.
If that's what they stick with, because we haven't seen anything yet, so but yeah, that's this is quite a long episode, by the way.
Yeah.
So that's going to be us closing out this episode of Round of Multiverse, and we'll do, like we're saying, the Arrowverse crossovers.
Yeah. In the future.
Yeah. But that's going to be Crisis on Infinite Earths. Crisis on Earth X, Invasion,
and Flash versus Arrow, isn't it?
And isn't there something else?
There's Flash versus Arrow, which is the first one.
Yeah,
and we could include the Supergirl.
Elseworld.
Oh, yeah, Elseworld.
Yeah. We might as well throw in the Supergirl Flash crossover.
Yeah,
the
musical.
Why not?
Cool. Might as well.
Yeah, I mean they all lead to something down the line. Maybe we'll have a little powwow and see what's what.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah. So that's me, the man of tomorrow, CY Chung,
and me, the immovable object, Kyle Charles.
All right. Okay.
I know.
All right. I'm not sure which villain is the immovable object. No, are you the Blob? Are you the Blob?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, immovable object.
All right, that's us signing off. Thanks for taking a trip around the multiverse with us.
And bye.